Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello, DJ King. Happy Sunday, ladies, and welcome to the chat. So glad that you are able to join. If you would, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. That's how we do roll call here at Feed Your Addiction. That's how I know you're in the house, by hitting the thumbs up. Hello, Rosalind. Hello, Mrs. Q. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I am, it says, nothing, just chilling. And that's all I'm doing today. Hello, the Closet Dive. Um, let's see. This week, I'm just gonna give the room a minute to build. So this week I had a few bag deliveries from Dooney. No sip and cuss, no torn boxes, no dented boxes. Not they didn't quite. Some of them didn't arrive on time. Some of them arrived early. I do have one bag that was damaged based on the way that they packaged the bag. So I will be calling them first thing tomorrow to do an exchange. I have never had to do an exchange with Dooney because I've never had a bag that was truly shipped or damaged in shipment. So we'll see how that one goes. I'm in love with the bag, so I'm not at the point where I'm willing to return it yet. But I do want to see if they're going to be able to ship one back out and it not get damaged in transit. And you may be thinking, wait a minute, she said she didn't have any box damage, everything arrived intact. Yep, all of that was flawless, but they literally crammed a big bag in a too small box and it damaged the leather, damaged the handles on the bag. So because of that, it's considered damage. So I will be exchanging it. All right, let's see who else we have in the chat. Lucinda Quimbley, hello, hello. Hi, Mo. We've got Becky in Texas. We've got Penny Berry, have sunny skies in the house tonight. Welcome, one, welcome all. So glad you all are able to join. So tonight, so officially since May, that's when the bag actually was ordered and arrived. But this has kind of been in the works for a little over a year. And I'm still not sure that I'm prepared to really share or to tell the story. I've got my tissue, I've got my water. I'm going to try to hold it together tonight. Hello, Bianca. Happy Sunday. Hi, Ingrid. Glad you were able to join. Um, so let me tell you my handbag love story. Okay. There's a story. I'm gonna tell the story. We will get to the bag. You will understand the bag and the bag 10 million times if you just hang out with me for a few minutes and listen to my handbag story. So, my Mr. Right, my Mr. Forever, Mr. Gets Me, passed away almost 18 years ago. It'll be 18 years next month. And it'll be 17 years next month. 17 years next month. So those of you that have been around for my channel for a long time, you know that my heartbeat is my nephew, Corey. Corey just celebrated his 17th birthday at the end of last month. And so many of you saw some of the pictures of his sassy 17. And I know boys aren't sassy, but for those of you that saw the pictures, you know he had a little bit of a sassy shindig. It was this is the second birthday party that he has had that I have equated to a wedding reception. That's how, you know, that's the party planning that we do. All right. So Corey was born in August, and my Mr. Forever, um typical when a baby comes into the picture, right? They're not accustomed to sharing the spotlight. They're accustomed to having the attention. They are not accustomed. Hi, Rashid. They're accustomed to not having little people invade space and cry and make noise and make demands of your time. And I have been a doting aunt since before he entered this world. Like the day my sister told me I was going to be an aunt, I literally started planning her baby shower and gifts. So the entire time she was pregnant with him, I was planning. And my Mr. Forever thought that I was nuts, like thought I was losing it. Um, and I can remember very distinctly, Corey must have been about maybe 2.5 weeks old. He was at my house because that's where my sister came home to after she had him. And I was on the phone talking to him, and Corey, it was like he knew that the attention was being split, and he knew that the attention was being split, and Corey was relentless. He yelled, he cried, he screamed, and he finally said to me, I cannot compete with him. I will never forget the sound of his voice in my ear the day that he said to me, I cannot compete with him. And he said, call me back. No problem. So fast forward, and Corey at this point is almost 7 weeks old. I am sitting at work and my cell phone rings. And it was a call I will never forget, and it still brings chills to me just to think about the voice and the words. But the voice on the other end said, he's gone. And I can immediately remember thinking this was a mutual friend of ours that was calling to let me know that my Mr. Forever was gone. And I thought it was a bad joke. I remember thinking, how cruel. It's it's in the middle of the morning. I'm sitting at work. How cruel to call and tell me that he's gone. And when those words finally sunk in and I got the details, I broke down, and I have not been the same since. And we're coming up 17 years that my Mr. Forever passed away. Sickle cell crisis, that was complicated, and at 25 years old passed away from a heart attack. Thought I was ready to do this one. I'm going to push through it. So a little bit of background. My Mr. Forever was very into poetry, very, very talented. Was in the process of writing a book, had some poetry published. His mom is even still working to have some of his works trademarked. Goodness gracious. Um, so I am not going to read any of his work online because y'all know how the internet is and plagiarism is and all of that stuff. But I can distinctly remember this one night he was going to do a poetry reading. And we got into this, I'm going to call it a debate because he's not here to contradict my side of the story, but it was an outright argument on what he should wear to this poetry reading. So he wanted to do the whole jeans and polo and Tim's, which completely did not fit the vibe of the space where this poetry reading was going to be. And it didn't reflect the it didn't reflect the words in his art. It was like the picture and the words didn't match, and I wanted those things to match that night. So I can be pretty convincing. That's the attorney in me. And finally, I convinced him to put on a suit. Not just any suit. Rashid, I want you to hear this. I convinced him to put on all white, head to toe. Y'all already know that was an argument. He wasn't going to a wedding. He wasn't saying I do. He did not want to be back in all white. I had my work. It was difficult. The poetry reading was absolutely beautiful. He got asked to come back to read again, where he actually won a competition. We talked about me being right a lot on about this particular night. But what I think stands out to me about that night is he got pulled over by the police after the poetry reading on his way back home, and he had a tail light that was out. And he said that as he saw the police officer walking up, and I quote, he said, "I knew it was going to be some shit." That's end quote. He said, but when the officer got to the window and asked for his license, registration, and proof of insurance, because this is South Carolina, so, at that point, you still had to have all of them in the car with you. He said the first thing the officer said to him was, "All white? What's the event?" And he shared with him where he'd come from and what he was doing. And the officer actually asked about the piece that he performed that night. And this is a white police officer, gave him a high five, shook his hand, went back to the car and let him drive off. And as he's calling to tell me what the holdup is, he was like, if I had been wearing anything else, I wouldn't be on the phone with you right now. He's like, it could have gone horribly wrong. So that was early August. Corey was born late August. And in the month of September, because this night was kind of, those of you that have that are in tune to the media and what is going on around the Black Lives Matters movement and the outrage right now against police brutality on Black and brown people, I think you will understand that once you have an encounter with the police, good or bad, those encounters stick with you a little differently than maybe they do with some ethnic groups, right? Because if it goes extremely well, smooth, uneventful, like his did, it makes you think about what could have happened. And if it goes wrong, um, it can put you or your loved ones in a space where there are answers that you never get. And I don't know how many of you understand that. I think based on this community, you get it. But anyway, during the month of September, he wrote a poem for me, and the name of the poem was Ace of Sparks. Sparts. So a combination of spades and hearts. And in this poem, for those of you that know anything about playing spades or cards, or you've spent time at like a Black family reunion or a Black barbecue on an HBCU campus or something like that, you know that if you do not know how to play spades in the Black community, you don't sit down at the table. You never get the opportunity to learn when the stakes are high, right? Um, but you also know, if you're familiar with the game of spades, that both you and your partner have to be able to read your cards. You have to be able to know what cards are going to land, are going to win you a book, right? So you have to be really in tune with your partner when you're playing spades. So he took some attributes of the game of spades and hearts, because we truly were like, I until he passed away, I can't remember a time when um I made a decision and we didn't talk. I can't remember a time when, I do remember a time when we didn't talk, but I'm going to tell you about that here in just a minute. But we truly had each other's hearts, best interests, like the whole college thing and the post college thing. And like, oh man, it just, so anyway, the, the poem was called Ace of Sparks, because that's what he said that I was to him. The person that could read the things that he couldn't read, and see the things and give good advice and counsel, and that we did that for each other, and that you can't having a really good partner, right? Somebody, a spade in your corner. You can't win at this thing. And then the hearts for all of the things that matter, that really matter in life. It comes from here. So rewind. We are in college. He's in college in North Carolina at an HBCU. I'm in college in Tennessee at an HBCU. School is now over, and I hadn't heard from him in a couple of days. He wasn't returning my phone calls, and that was not like us. So we're going into week 2, and I'm having this conversation with my mom. I'm back home in South Carolina, And I'm so mad. I'm like livid with him. Like, I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I've said. We ended on, our last conversation ended on good terms, and we'd made plans. And what in the world has happened? And I'm sitting at home in South Carolina, and my cell phone rings, and I'm like, what is your problem? It was his mom. His mom was calling to tell me that he had been in a coma, had been in an accident, had been in a coma. She had not thought to call with work and doctors and everything that's going on. But the first thing he said when he woke up was my name. So she was calling finally to let me know, to talk me off the ledge, make sure I wasn't gonna string her son up and you know, kill him and then revive him. But that was my Mr. Forever. So it's a year ago, a little over a year, you all may recall, and I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota at Mall of America, and we are all buying MK straps together. Y'all remember that? It was so much fun. And I ended up going in and out of a couple of other fashion houses, handbag fashion houses while I'm there. And one of the stores that I go into was Kate Spade. And I'm looking around, walking around, showing you ladies the things. Didn't really, probably when I go back and look at that, I wasn't super focused when I got into Kate Spade, because as I walked into the store, this bag caught my eye. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And trying to hold back tears, cut it short, got out of there, got back to my hotel that night, and found the bag online when I was able to digest what I thought my eyes had seen. And then fast forward probably 7 months later, I'm in Detroit. Kim and I are out at the mall, and we go into Kate Spade, and it just hit me again seeing this bag. And I'm kind of glad that Kim and I were nearing the end of our visit, because it took everything in me to hold it together. So here's the bag. Got it earlier during COVID. I have not even been able to take it out of the plastic. So we're going to take a look at it tonight, and if I can continue to hold it together, we're going to do a comparison. So Kate Spade has a relatively new, it's not new. It's not new, but it was new to me. It took my breath away. Heritage pieces. And the designer, their new creative director, her name is Nicola, Nicola Glass. And she came in as creative director to Kate Spade after they were having some major difficulties. And as a creative director, it's to kind of set the direction of the brand, right? To figure out who we are, what we're going to do, what we're going to represent, all of that good stuff that comes with being the creative director. And she felt that there was this gap around Kate Spade and the iconic shape of the spade. All right, let's see if I can clear All right. So she felt like there was a lot that could be done around the spade and just kind of bringing some consistency to what she's calling heritage pieces. So she sketched out um, an open heart that actually functions as a lock. And when you turn the heart, it comes through the Kate Spade. Now you understand the background of my story. And it is all about opening your heart. So it is a twist lock that has a heart that comes through the spade. So I picked up the Nicola Twistlock medium shoulder bag. And this is, I think, the color paprika. And here she is. So there is my spade and my heart. And I'm going to see if I can get this to align and close here. So as you can imagine, when I walked into Kate Spade and saw my heart, my open heart, he loved pink. I hate pink. I love red. So it was like an absolute match made in heaven. And I have had some pretty strong feelings, as you can imagine, about this bag, about this collection, about this lock, about everything. And I was really happy when I got it. It shipped very quickly. Kate Spade spares no expense when it comes to timely shipping and packaging. It was so DJ King knew that I had to have this bag. She didn't know why. She's hearing this story for the first time with you ladies tonight, because I have every single time I try to tell the story, I am unable to. So, like, literally, I was going to send his mom the link so that she could participate in the live stream tonight. And I thought, nope, we're 17 years into this thing and we still have a hard time talking to each other without crying. I cannot do that to myself tonight. So I'm going to send her the link afterwards. But there is this bag and one musical artist that like, it's like every single thing that happened in our friendship that led to our relationship that led to 17 years of me being by myself. There's one artist that seems to write music that are like messages from him. And when I saw this bag, at that point, I had not purchased anything that I can recall from Kate Spade this time last year. But I committed last year that come hell or high water that I was going to purchase this bag. And I told DJ King I gotta have that bag. There's a story to it. I can't tell you about the story without crying. I'm gonna work to get myself together by the end of the year, and I am going to share the story. And it was Nordstrom that actually was having a sale on this bag. And it was late one Sunday night after a live stream. And she sent me a text message saying, "Hey, your bag is on sale." And Nordstrom had a great price on it, but I went and checked Kate Spade and it was an even better price on it. So I'm gonna strip her because y'all know good and well she's not going back. She's here to stay. I tried to put on pinky red combo pieces for today because I'm probably gonna switch into her and get ready to go to dinner. Let's see. While I'm unpacking her, if you have not participated in roll call tonight, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I'm gonna strip my bag and get all of the paper off and see what she looks like up close and in person. They have this bag in a ton of different colors. But this was the color combination I wanted. Okay, so strap is adjustable. It is a shoulder bag. It is long enough that you can kind of use it as a crossbody depending on how petite or how fluffy you are. But here is how the strap attaches. So there is a loop and then there is a little piece of hardware that has an arrow, which I love because hearts and arrows go together, or it can look like the bottom of or like the top of the spade. And then it has a leather adjustment piece here to kind of hold it in place. So I'm going to put it on the middle adjustment because there are 3 spots. I'm going to put it on the middle one here and push that through and then thread. So let's see here. I think it goes over. I think it goes over, not under. Let me see. All right, I'm going to have to work on that, but I think it goes over so that it holds in place so that it doesn't slide out. So there's the strap. Back pocket. And I love the little detail, kind of reminds you of a heart there, or kind of like an inverted spade, but a nice back pocket, light colored lining. Y'all know I don't do dark lining, so I'm glad that they nailed the lining. The leather is smooth and the color saturation is gorgeous. You can see the stitch work detail. The stitch work is a red paprika color to mimic or mirror the smooth red leather. And there is my pink open enameled heart, and it just rotates and the heart disappears into the spade and it opens. So an open heart. And on the interior, Kate Spade dust cover, which is pink. I know he's getting a kick out of that right now because y'all know how I feel about pink. Oh. All right. Let's see here. Okay. The interior of the bag is all leather lined. I'm hoping you can see that. It's actually lined in like a blush pink, go figure. So pink and red even in the inside. Open space here in the front. There is a slip pocket. Bigger than a card case, not bigger than a credit card slot, but you could north south slide two different cards in here. It's not connected in the middle. If you've got a small card case, you could probably slip that in the little kangaroo pocket, and it again, pink leather on the back. There is a cute little spade here, hardware, gold enamel on the center zip. It does have a zip with hardware, gold hardware that does say Kate Spade on there. Not gonna quite, well, let me go ahead and take that off because I know it's leaving out of the house tonight. So, all right. So, hardware, and then there is a zipper pocket. It is also lined in leather. That would be a good place for a wallet. You could probably get your checkbook in there. If you carry coins or carrying coins loose, you could put that in there. It would also be a good place that if you weren't going to carry a wallet, just were maybe going to slide like maybe some cash cards, ID, maybe insurance. That's a good place for it to go. And then here on the back is another full slip out. Well, it's more than a slip because it's got a little bit of a gusset here on the side, so it'll have some capacity to it. So there is my Nicola Twistlock love story bag. So here she is. Let me see, did I twist the strap? Nope, got it right. There's the hardware here on the side, which kind of mirrors the hardware here on the strap on both sides. Middle adjustment, again, there are only 3. And it, let's see here. All right, let's see. So, oh, I love the length of it at the middle. Y'all know I like for things I like. So that's perfect. In the middle, it is going to be too short as a crossbody. It's trying to give me a mammogram, which is probably right down his alley. He's voting from heaven right now, saying, yes, wear it that way, but thou shalt not wear it that way. I do like it as a shoulder bag. I like the organization. Love the fact that it is leather through and through. The hardware is substantial. Got a little butt on her. She's not super thin, but she's got a place where you can get some stuff in there. You can get your essentials. Got the Kate Spade hot stamp here on the back, and again a back pocket that has some room to her. So let you just take that in. I love it. I love it. I've thought about adding a couple of other colors. I don't know if I need to because this one is absolutely perfect, but I may, especially now that you understand my attraction to the bag and more importantly, the twist lock. So I have, like, every time I see ladybugs, I think of Lucinda and her dad and the church before his service. So I hope that as I have shared my story with you ladies, that you'll consider this collection. It doesn't matter to me about the bag. They have it in different sizes, different styles. You can customize the lock on some of the Kate Spade bags, but it's just one of those things that I don't want it to ever go away, and now you understand why. From a comparison standpoint, when I got her, I knew that she was a little Cassie-ish in style, which did not matter to me because my plan was to only get one. I've talked myself out of a couple more purchases since then because I think it kind of takes away from how perfect this one is. But I really want to do a quick comparison for you between the Cassie for those that may be considering. And that way you can make up your mind on one or both or adding. So she's definitely a little bit smaller than Cassie. Little smaller in height. In depth, Cassie is a little bit deeper, but Cassie also has two expandable sections where Nicola only has the one expanded section. So you've got the flap and then you've got the one back expansion that's kind of a slim expansion, but an expander nonetheless. The Coach Cassie is a little bit taller in height. Let me see, let me get that to slide down so you can see. Just a little, slightly taller. Even without the top handle, Cassie is a little taller on the top. Pockets on the back. Both of them have, you know, a little interest at the top opening, little detail. They're not just blunt cut, straight back pockets. Here we go again, so a different view. Okay. So these are the two. I would love to get this in red, but I don't care unless Coach starts putting a heart and a spade on their closure, which I know they are not about to do. This one to me will always have a greater prestige in my collection than any of my Cassies. And I have enjoyed carrying Cassie. I carried her for 3 weeks. I was able to get my essentials in here. It was neutral. It went with everything. I loved it. But y'all know I love red. And just being able to look at that lock just does something to me. So you've seen the inside of this bag. I'm not going into it. If you haven't, I've got a video along with every other handbag YouTuber, so you can find a review of this bag any place else. But just from a scale standpoint, I wanted to be able to show you the difference between these two, and that way you kind of have a comparison. So if this one's still maybe a little big for you, a little bulky, or you're not finding colors, but you could sacrifice a little bit of space, then this one from Kate Spade is an absolute, in my opinion, perfect alternative. So this is my little paprika. She's sassy just like me. So the name, the color combo, all of it just seems absolutely perfect in my opinion. So that is my handbag love story. Like literally my love story tied up in Kate Spade handbag. So if you have not hit the thumbs up, I would kindly ask that you do so. It is not easy to come on and share with the entire World Wide Web anything, let alone things that have emotional ties. So I hope that you enjoyed tonight as much as I got a relief from finally being able to share the story with you and not having this box stare at me. It has been staring at me literally for months. It is the only bag that has been able to stay in the box in the house because I I wanted it here, but I was not yet at a place where I couldn't deal with it. That's the only way I can say it. I wasn't ready to deal with it. And today, I don't know. I get a little weird during the month of September. So I guess this is my weird kicking in. It's been a long 17 years. So thank you so very much for watching. I do hope that if this is your first time here, you will consider subscribing, hitting the bell alert, sharing my video, all of that stuff. Y'all, I'm emotionally tapped out tonight. So I'm gonna get ready to go put my stuff in my baby and gonna go get some dinner and get back home hopefully before I'm trying to look through the crack of the blinds to see before there is darkness that creeps across the sky. So thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, I do hope you find something that feeds your addiction. Take care.